Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but we're just going to sit in the car as we're running some errands and have a little business update, if you will, just a little chit chat discussion. I just realized it's been a really long time since we've done a video like this. I think the last time I actually just sat down and did a full-on like update on our real estate business was back when I made the decision to completely quit working with listings, which was a really hard decision because I started my business working with listings, working with sellers. I love working with sellers. I love the process. It fits like my personality really well, but it has brought so much clarity to my day, to my business, what I'm supposed to be working on, and it has been very, very just conducive for where we're at in our life and our business. Okay, so first off, what are we gonna talk about first? I know I just did a video a couple weeks back sharing an update with Spencer. If you haven't watched that, go watch it. I got his input on how we're actually liking Real Brokerage, how he's liking Real Brokerage, because he hadn't really talked about the move. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about Real. This whole video is not gonna be about Real, but I'll just give a quick little update on how I'm liking Real, things that I'm liking at Real, I guess, before I get into what else is going on in our business. Are we busy? Are we slow? How are we getting business? What's working? What is not working? All of that. So we did hire our first transaction coordinator, and using her has been very, very nice. It's made things so easy. We made sure that we found a transaction coordinator that was familiar with Real, because they have their own specific apps where you upload your documents to for your transactions and whatnot. And so we wanted somebody who already knew Real, because we didn't know Real. We didn't know, like, we'd never done a transaction there, so we didn't know. So we wanted somebody who knew, basically, so we didn't even have to worry about like figuring out a new system or anything like that. She's been doing a great job. She gets paid through our closings, so it's not a like, she's not getting paid like monthly or anything like that, which is actually really nice. I know not all transaction coordinators work that way, but I would definitely suggest hiring a transaction coordinator that just gets paid out of the closing, like out of each commission. Now that we're at Real, we don't have an office anymore, which we really didn't use our office very much because of our life, the way that our life is right now. We work from home quite often. Usually when I'm working, it is, like I've shared before, it's during my daughter's nap time, and so it just doesn't make sense for me to leave the house for that. However, every now and then a client will want to meet in person. Most of my clients that I'm working with are out-of-state relocation clients, but sometimes they will fly into town. So usually I'm doing basically just Zoom consultations, which works out so well for my life and my schedule, and I love it so much. Every now and then a client will fly into town to check out the area, and while they're in town, they will want to do a buyer consultation in person. So when that happens, lately, you can use your title company for free, which I have never used before, but they have like office spaces in there which you can use, because I used to use my office when this would happen. I would use our conference rooms in our office, the brick and mortar office I used to be at. That was really all that I ever used our office for. I never went to my own like private office room, never stepped foot in there. I really only used the office if I needed to meet with a client. I would use the conference rooms. And so I had a situation come up where I had a couple different buyers that were coming into town and wanted to meet in person, and I didn't really want to meet at a coffee shop, because I used to do that when I was a newer agent, but I don't know. Do you guys do that? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear your thoughts. But for some reason, I just feel as though it doesn't really feel, I don't really feel as professional doing that. And so what I did this most recent time was, and I'm really glad that I found this, there is a coffee shop in our area here where I'm at locally that you're able to rent out for free. You just have to reserve it ahead of time. Basically these little conference rooms upstairs. And I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner, but I did that for the first time. It worked out really well. I'm definitely going to continue doing that moving forward whenever I do have clients that do come into town and want to meet in person. I have been really loving the Masterminds at Real. I have been really loving the training that they have. I don't know if I've shared this particular mastermind before, but one of the ones, my two favorite ones right now are, there's one specifically about niche marketing, and I love that because I definitely am a niche marketer and I love hearing all things niche marketing. And it's really helpful, whether, obviously, like, my niche is out of state relocation, people relocating to my area, but all of the things that are talked about can be applied to so many different niches, and it really opens your eyes to how many different real estate niches there actually are. Like, there's so many I just would have never thought about. Another mastermind that I'm really loving right now with Real is about, oh gosh, I don't know the name of it, but it is basically what happens is they read, you can join the mastermind live and contribute to the conversation, ask questions and all of that. I just listen back at a later time, which I know I would get more out of it if I joined live, but that's just not what works best for my life right now. So I listen back when I can. This mastermind is a book club, and they read so many different, I am a huge reader. If you saw my nightstand, there are like this many books on my nightstand at any given time that I am planning on reading next. I have so many audiobooks on my phone. I'm like listening to multiple audiobooks at the same time. So I am a big reader. I love this mastermind because the books that they go through are all, like, so many of the books are books that are already on my like planning to read list that I keep in my phone of books that I come across and like want to read. So many of them I'm like, oh my gosh, I was planning on reading that. And I actually haven't read any of the books along with the mastermind. However, it's nice because you don't really have to read the books, because it really like goes in depth on discussing the books, discussing like how you can actually apply these things that you're learning in the books to your business. And it makes it really nice because it's like you can just listen to this short mastermind and get so much out of it and feel like you've read the book and you don't actually have to read the book. Enough about Real, let's move on. Don't want to bore you guys with Real. If you aren't at Real, you probably don't care about some of those things. So next, we are going to talk about business. How's it going? Is it slow? Is it busy? What are we seeing? What's going on? So it's funny because I feel like I've been told by people multiple times. I've had this conversation with people who aren't in real estate recently, and like friends or whatever, and they've made comments like, I bet you're so busy right now, or like, this is your busy season, like how are you guys taking so many trips right now or leaving so much lately, because this is going out and doing so many things and like not working, because isn't this your busiest season? Isn't summer usually the busy season? And it's crazy because I feel like we never really got that busy season. Guess what I'm trying to say is it definitely has not felt like a normal spring and summer in real estate. It has been so much slower. We have had so many less leads reaching out to us through our YouTube channel. Like I've mentioned before, that's one of the main ways, or actually I would say the main way that we get the bulk of our business right now is through YouTube. And we still get consistent clients. We're having consistent closings. The number of reach outs that we are getting right now from our YouTube channel has definitely slowed down. I'm doing a lot less buyer consultations in general, and we just have a lot less people reaching out. However, one thing that I am so beyond thankful for is the fact that the clients that we do have, because the clients who come from YouTube, don't ask me why, but for some reason, they are the best clients in the whole wide world. People you actually want to work with. So awesome. And they are much higher price point than what the average agent is selling in our area. So because of that, we're able to work with so many less clients than what we used to work with and still make more money and still make a really comfortable living. So I am like, I could not be more grateful. Overall, the average buyer that's coming from YouTube, and I've heard this from other agents that have YouTube channels in other markets, so it's not just me, the average buyer coming from YouTube is generally going to be at a higher price point than whatever the average agent in your area is selling, or whatever your average sell price is. For some reason, I could not be more grateful for that, because it feels like we're able to have this like amazing schedule and do all these fun things as a family. And yes, we're still working, we're still taking care of our clients, we're still putting in the work. It's not just like they're coming. Like we are very strict with our content creation schedules and all of that. Like we are very disciplined with that. But to me, it just feels like such a blessing that we're able to, I guess you could just say, sell higher price point houses, because that, I didn't realize how much of a difference it would make in being able to work with so many less clients but still make a great living. So my biggest tip, if you are somebody who is wanting to raise your average price point, if you are wanting to do that as well, is well, one, believe that it's possible, because for so long I did not believe it was possible. Like, I literally thought we would always be selling like lowest price point possible in our area. But also, what are you marketing? What are you doing with your marketing? Are you only making videos that are like tips for first-time buyers, which we do that too, but are you only showing houses? If you're like doing home tours, whatever, for video content, whatever you do for marketing, are you only doing houses that are like $400,000 and that's not what you want to sell? Well, I would say start doing home tours for homes that are $700,000. Do neighborhood tours for neighborhoods that are $800,000. That's my best advice. And it doesn't just happen. Like, it's gonna take a lot of consistency, but you can raise your average price point. If I can do it, you can do it. Cheers. Next, video content marketing. While we're on that subject, I guess let's just chat about like, what are we doing? How has that evolved? What's working, what's not working? As far as video marketing goes, like I mentioned earlier when I talked about the niche marketing mastermind that we have at my brokerage that I just love, there are so many different niches. I knew about the normal, I knew about the main ones, you know, retirees, first-time buyers, downsizers, condos, like there's a handful, divorcees, but like there are so many. It is literally endless, the things that you could come up with. As far as marketing goes, I would say you could apply like what I'm gonna share with you, like what we're doing, what's working for us. You could take this, because I know not everybody wants a relocation niche or can do that. Maybe your market is oversaturated. I know when I first started doing these type of videos in our area that are bringing us business, nobody was doing it. And now I'm seeing all these people popping up over here and over there, and like, it's fine. There's enough business for all of us. I totally support that. Obviously, I put out videos online like helping people with this. If I was over here with this like competitive, like there's not enough room in the market for all of us, then like I wouldn't be doing that. But if you're in an area, I've seen like, I don't know, certain areas, there are so many agents already in so many of these bigger towns doing these moving to living in type videos. Some markets are like super oversaturated. So if you just don't want to do these type of videos, you can take what I am saying and apply it to whatever niche it is that you have, like whatever niche you might be having. What is working for us right now as far as video marketing goes? Basically, we have, I would say 3 content buckets is what you could call it. One of them is we focus on creating content for people who are potentially thinking about moving to the area. So we've been doing a lot of like comparing, like living in Oregon versus California, or like here versus here, this town versus this town. Like we've been doing a lot of that. 2, our second content bucket is home tours and neighborhood tours. So I just drive, I'm about to do a couple neighborhood tours right now. I brought a shirt to change into, so I'm not just wearing this. We're gonna drive through a couple different neighborhoods. One of them's new construction, one of them's newer, because that's the kind of homes I want to sell. And so neighborhood tours, and then also home tours. So literally endless amounts of content if you think about it. There's always homes on the market that you can go tour. And then the third bucket is something we just started more recently doing. We definitely didn't start out with this type of content on our channel, is for people who already live here. This is, like I said, something we just started doing. It's newer. This third bucket is basically for anyone living in our area. So we will share things like what's new in Salem, where we live. That's something we just started doing, where every quarter we will share what's new. We'll just sit down and talk about the new businesses that are coming to our area, things that people who already live here would want to know, where to eat, where to go, like all of the things, best parks, things like that. I don't know how I've been talking for so many minutes now, because like I said, we didn't really know where this video was going to go when we started it, but this is where it went. Thank you for hanging out with me and sitting in my car with me. I gotta get on with the rest of my day. Feel free to let us know like what type of content you guys are wanting to see on this channel. Let us know in the comments below. We love hearing from you guys. We love chatting with you guys in the comments section. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell if you haven't already so you don't miss anything, and I will see you guys next week.